One of the first things I want to do is fix this headlight, since it doesn't really go up and down correctly. All the framing and stuff inside of it's all bent, so it gets kind of stuck when you try to get it to go up and the hood's down. But yeah. The biggest kind of reason for this is this piece of metal right here is bent out, and you can see it scrapes on the edge there. It just scrapes with the edge of the hood there, so that gets caught. And I'm going to hit that with a blowtorch and then hit it with a hammer. Just kind of bend it in a little bit and see if that helps any. Again, really temporary. One of these days I'm just going to get a whole new headlight, but this is a free fix that I can do just so it actually goes up and down. It took some persuasion and a little bit of adjusting. There were some bolts on there. Now it goes up and down with the hood down, and you'll probably notice that it's sticking up here. It's not all the way down. I don't know what's up with that. I think all the linkages in there are shot, and the whole thing's kind of bent up. You know, you can see it's all bent, but I think that's as good as it's going to get. Again, I'm going to get just a whole new headlight one of these days. So for now, this is just a real temporary, you know, just so it works for now. Yeah, good enough. Another thing I want to fix up real quick is these are just the hooks on the body that the rear fabric flap here fastens to, because the spare goes in there. Don't have a spare yet. That's just kind of the pre-mixing supplies, but I don't know where the other one went. But I 3D printed these out, and they worked fine for a bit. You're supposed to stick it in, and it's like it's rectangular, so you rotate it, and then it keeps a clip to it, you know. But 3D printing these, at least with what I have, isn't really going to work. So I went to the hardware store to try to find some strange solution for this, and I might have found it. Here is my creative solution to that. So as you can see, this entire carpet piece is on here. Pretty good. It's not really going anywhere. I know it doesn't look the best because this is supposed to be one piece from the factory, but it isn't. So this is as good as we're going to get on the budget here. But basically I have this. This is just, you know, an eyelet screw with a spacer on it. And then that there, you can just screw into this clip here. So, yeah. I was trying to think of some way to have the original type of, like, stick in and then you turn it and then it's locked. But I don't know. Well, I could probably figure out something, but I just went to the hardware store, and this is what they had. So that's as good as we're going to get. And it's not too bad, and it's secure, which is the important part. Might not be the prettiest, but maybe I'll paint those black one of these days. But yeah, not bad. You can do it by hand. I did something stupid when I was wiring in these crappy junk car speakers to the radio. I ran just separate speaker wire from the radio all the way back, which I later realized I did not have to do at all, because obviously the old radio had connections running back to these speakers here, so I could have just used these. So just to get it out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and go through and clean all that up, get this extra wire out of here, just attach these straight to that, and then get the old connection, made it up to the new connection on the new radio. Do that for both sides, and there's a speaker down in under the dashboard there on the passenger side. I know it doesn't have anything to do with the performance of the car or the reliability, but one of these days I want to get better speakers, and something that looks just a little better than all this. So I want to go ahead and have that all done and wired in, just so it's easier in the future. So first up, I am going to get all this trim removed so I can get to the radio itself. So this is what we're dealing with here. This is, I know it's all very janky, it probably needs to be redone anyways. This is all the unnecessary speaker wires that I ran just down the center console all the way back. And right here literally are the speaker connections that are already back there that I just showed you. And these are for the front speakers. There's one there. This one's missing. I'll get a new one at the junkyard probably. So, you know, I'll get an extra speaker on. And I mean, all these speakers are crap. It's not going to sound good, but I'm mostly just doing this because, you know, why have the extra cable running around? That's pretty much what I'm thinking. Yeah, so I will get rid of these connections, wire those connections up to these connections, these ones to that one, and then a extension cable there, and I can put it all back together and forget about it. Alright, so I got all this wired up. Just can't really tell it there, but I just have a connection outside, so you can disconnect the speaker from the outside pretty much, and it's working. That speaker's going, the two in the back are going, and yeah, everything's all wired up here. Got this antenna extension cable like I was talking about before, so now I got FM radio, which is very exciting. And yeah, so I spent about 4 hours, and the speakers don't sound too much better, but now I have 3 instead of 2, and there's less cables running through my car, which is always a plus. So yeah, overall a success on the radio side of things. Now all I have to do is stick it all back together. Okay, now everything's back on, but yeah, I think everything's looking pretty good as far as the interior goes. It's a little dirty, but I got the clips back there. Speaker is all wired up. Fans work. Got all the speakers wired up, actually. Radio works with FM now. All the interior lighting works here. So yeah, we're doing pretty good as far as that goes. Like I said, temporary radio, temporary speakers. One of these days I'll upgrade all of it, but that's kind of at the bottom of my priority list. I want to get it running real good first. So for now, yeah, this works for just listening to some music while I'm driving. And yeah, I like it. Need to clean up the interior a little bit because it's a mess, but otherwise, it's pretty good. Alright, so the interior is all back together. Radio's all wired up. Well, mostly back together. And that headlight is fixed. So that's kind of what I'm starting out with. Up next, I'm going to start disassembling everything in there to get the engine out. So yeah, this is kind of just a warm-up for the actual work I need to do on the car.